Hey gang, it's Bryan from FXBilliards. Today we're going to talk about drills. Now this is not a video where I'm going to show you a bunch of drills. I will be playing some in the background so you can get an idea of what I'm talking about. But in the meantime, we are talking about whether or not you should be doing drills or which drills you should be doing. And that is a very important thing because YouTube is bombarding you with people doing drills, and I would say a good 75% of those drills are not for you if you're an intermediate player, if you're a beginner player, and even in many cases, even if you're an advanced player. And I'll talk about why in a second. When I make a YouTube video, I make it with certain assumptions about you. One, you don't have unlimited time in your life. You have a job, you have a family, you have a life. You're doing something other than playing pool 7 or 8 hours a day. The other thing I make an assumption about is that you want to learn. Now, there's the, 5% out there that watch videos just so they can say nasty things in the comments that they wouldn't in 1,000 lifetimes say to a person's face. But we make those assumptions that you want to learn, that you don't have unlimited time, and that way we try to address things in an efficient manner because time is the absolute most critical thing you have. If you love this game and you want to be better at it, you need to put in your time. That's the bottom line. So we're always talking about being efficient in how you practice. So what does that have to do with drills? When you see a drill in a YouTube video, I'm not telling you to skip the video, but when you see a drill, what I want you to do is ask yourself, is that drill for me? Because in many cases, it's not. First off, if you're a beginner player and you're doing drills that involve anything other than putting balls in the pocket, you are doing a drill that is not meant for you. If you can't break the balls and shoot them off and make a ball the majority of the time, you should be practicing shooting balls in the pocket. And I don't mean lining up balls like this and just shooting them in the pocket. Break the balls and shoot them off. Count how many shots it takes you to make a rack and try to improve on that. Now, why is that better than shooting these shots over and over again? Which a lot of people will tell you to do, by the way. You will get good at this shot. This is 2% of pool, shooting a ball from here into this pocket. But if you break a rack and you shoot balls off, you will get every possible cut shot, bank shot, everything over a certain period of time. As you get better, you'll start to see patterns. Okay, if I shoot that one with a stop shot, that puts me on that. If I shoot this one, it clears up that pocket for other balls. That's where you want to get to. But if you're a beginner player, if you have trouble putting balls in the pocket, break the balls, shoot them in the pocket over and over again. I'm making a video, it may already be published by the time you see this, that is for new players getting from 3 to 4 in the APA, and I'm making this exact same recommendation. Break the balls and shoot them in and get in your reps efficiently doing just that. The next thing you need to know about drills, a lot of the drills you see people doing, especially the more elaborate drills, are not designed for your game. If you're a 9-ball player and you're doing drills where there's 100 balls on the table, okay, there's 11, and they're in some kind of configuration, and you're trying to shoot them in without touching rails. This is just an example. You're trying to shoot in the whole rack without touching rails. This is not your drill. If you're playing 9-ball exclusively, you need to learn about moving around the table. And these are drills that are designed for straight pool players. Let me say it again. A lot of these drills are designed for straight pool players where you're playing a game where you tend not to have the ball move too much around the table. It also applies to 8-ball in many respects, but only in the early game of 8-ball. Remember, 8-ball is 3 different games. 8-ball is a beginning game when there's 15 balls on the table and you have to negotiate the entire table. It's a mid-game where you or your opponent has gotten the majority of their balls off the table, and it's an end game, whereas a lot of people fall down, which is where there's only 2 or 3 balls, and you now need to run out from there. Now, you have to decide when you see someone doing a drill, is this your drill? If it's a safety drill, it's a very good chance that it is for 9-ball players. 8 ball safeties are a lot easier. First off, you're hitting your ball, hiding behind your ball, and preventing someone from hitting one of their balls. It's a lot easier to play safeties. Now you ask, well, what if I play a number of different games? If you play 8 ball and 9 ball, obviously these drills do cross over. Your rotation games, such as 9 ball, 10 ball, and rotation itself, those drills are going to teach you to play position better if you are a 9 ball or 8 ball player. If you are a straight pool player, you are playing a lot of short, deliberate shots. Yes, I'm not talking about shots you get now and then. I'm talking about shots you get most of the time. Ask yourself, is this going to help my straight pool game? Is this going to help my 8 ball game? Is this going to help my 9 ball game? Do I need help in that particular area? If you don't, focus your time on drills that help you. Let's talk about some things that you practice that you should not be practicing. One of the things that you're probably putting in some practice time on, if you spend any period of time at the table, is bank shots. If you're shooting too many bank shots during your practice session because you're shooting a lot of bank shots during your actual matches, chances are people aren't leaving you bank shots. Chances are you're leaving yourself bank shots, which means the practice needs to be in the avoidance of the bank shots. I shoot banks as well as anybody, but I don't spend a bunch of time practicing them. Why? Because position play eliminates the need for those bank shots. You can watch tournament after tournament, match after match of professional players and see 4 bank shots the entire weekend. Why? Because for the best in the world, they're low percentage shots. So why are you practicing that when you should be practicing playing good position so you don't have those shots? Yes, they come up. Yes, we like to make them. Yes, they're fun. Like the little kid at the schoolyard, I always reference that kid that is shooting the half-court shot and he can't make free throws. If you can't figure it out, send me an email and I'll let you know. But in most cases, you can look at some of these elaborate drills and say, that's not for me. The other thing is, it may be a drill that falls into your category. Hey, that would help me with my 9 ball game. That would help me with my straight pool game. That would help me with my 8 ball game. But the drill is so difficult and so elaborate and so unforgiving that you're not going to get through it. You're just going to get frustrated. I said it before in videos, I'll say it again, and I'll say it again and again. A lot of the drills you see people doing in YouTube videos are not drills, really. They're 5-minute trick shots. There's a guy that's really good at pool saying to you, look how good I am. I'm doing this drill. They call it a drill, but it's a 5-minute trick shot. It is somebody doing something that you, even as an advanced amateur player, are not going to get through. And if you waste a lot of time on these things when you should be doing something else, all you're doing is adding points to your competition's W's. So make sure when you're watching these drills, whatever it is, you ask yourself, is that going to help me with my game? Is this just entertainment? Is this helping me? Can I adjust this drill and make it my own? One of the things that you're always going to see on this channel is the drills that I show you can be adapted for your game, whether you're a beginner or an advanced player. You can take my free throw drill and move the ball closer. You can take the acid test drill and take ball in hand after every shot. You can take the semicircle drill and take ball in hand to move the cue ball around however you need to do. So don't get lost in things that you don't need. So spending a half an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours sometimes a week trying to do some of these drills, especially when you're failing over and over and over again, is not a good use of your time. Think about ROI, because I'm going to talk about this a lot in videos and you're never going to see it in a pool video except in mine. It is return on investment. What is your return on investment? If you are shooting bank shots for 45 minutes or an hour and you only have 2 hours to practice, unless you're a bank pool player, you have just wasted an hour of your time. So, bottom line, what drills are for you? Should you do them? Should you pass on them? And maybe, if you're an 8-ball / 9-ball / straight pool player, you go to that drill prior to a match in that particular discipline. So those of you who say, well, I play all these different games, figure out which drills are for you at what time. Guys call me all the time and they say, I'm going into a tournament. It's on Saturday. Brian, what should I do? And usually I can tell them immediately what they should be working on. And if not, I tell them, shoot balls in rotation. Shooting balls in rotation is the best position play. If you only have time to do one thing, and one thing only at the pool table, you only have 30 minutes to practice, you only have 15 minutes to practice on a given day, throw 4 balls out and shoot them in order, in numerical order. Then throw 5 out, and then throw 6 out. Get to the point where you can't get through the rack, subtract 1, and throw them out there. Because that is going to teach you to shoot in play position better than anything else that you're doing. But if you're a beginner, break the balls, shoot them off, and get in your reps just shooting balls in the pocket, because these drills, I'm telling you, I don't know what the number is, but I'm betting that thousands, if not tens of thousands of people have given up this game because of the frustration that they felt after seeing one of us do these drills that looks very easy, and they're like, I will never be able to do that. Okay, so keep in mind, every one of you can do this. Every one of you can get better at this game, but you have to approach it in an intelligent, organized manner, and you got to be strong mentally as far as getting through the rough patches, because they come up for everybody.